Nothing too crazy happened. Just some orthodox results. We got a 1-1 between the Bretts and Dewey's Mongoose. Lonnie taking a point off the division leaders and doing a bit of damage. The thrower is dead. Dead loner, who cares? MNG Blitzer. That Mighty Blow Blitzer is gone for a game. But yeah, this is a nice bit of nice setback here for the league leaders. Gives them something to think about. Brett's taking the 1-1. No interceptions, nothing too crazy. No damage, importantly. Nice level up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, good pick up for the Bretts there. Now, looking at Goblin Town Gits, take a big 2-0 over the Nurgle. Yeah, so what happened here was an interesting one. I strength busted and on the Beast on a foul on turn 2 because I had offense, and Arsene decided to go for the big time Beast of Nurgle blitz onto my troll and knocked him out, but that left the Beast quite exposed, so I was able to get a big foul in. And from then on, I was just leveraging all the strength. I think I took Ripper. Yeah, Ripper Fungus for 2 trolls. Outbashed the Bash team, and that was that. 2-0 for the Gobbles. Nice win. Keeps me relevant. Arsene Bjork is going to have to struggle because he's only got 30k in the bank. I don't know what his winnings roll was. Can we see this? No. We'll see it in the development phase of the recap. But yeah, a bit of a tough knock for them. Quickly moving on. Peace Illinois take a 2-0 over the Ogres. Who could have seen this one coming? So yeah, I mean, a few MAME Noblars, but nothing to talk about. Only 1 Kaz for the Ogres probably says a lot. Ogre MVP, which is good. But actually, considering there's no Troll Slayers here, not a terrible result for Peterlin. Comprehensive 2-0 win. Ogres losing potentially 3 Noblars here, but hopefully a bit replaceable. Going to struggle next game, down 3 players at least. But yeah, Mighty Blow first on the blockers. Interesting. Talk about that in a bit. But they did get the results here. 4 Kaz and the touchdown on both the runners, which is a nice spread of SPP there. But yeah, Dwarves fighting Ogres and winning. Finally, in the week, we have a 1-1 draw. BAM versus non-renewable resources. This is a really interesting draw because it keeps it close at the top of the table. Let's check the skills. No levels here for Olifant. Sorry, no for Old One. And none here either. Seems like a pretty dry cut and dried 1-1 draw here. I wouldn't want to speculate too much into the crazy plays. Lizardman needing to make a 6 square pass, however, means the Old One might feel a bit cheated, especially when you consider that the Skink's a stunty Agi 3. That might feel a bit rough. But it's a point for the Lizards and it keeps them in contention. So now we're looking really tight at the top of the table here. If we cut back to the table, the top 6 teams are all within 3 points of each other with 3 games to play. That's really exciting. It could get really tight at the top, especially if we find that there's wildcard places on offer here. But yeah, the first place record being 2-2-0 is really interesting. It's a very tight dip. Apart from obviously Lonnie probably needs to win out to be relevant, and the Ogre's already looking for the rebuild, trying to get enough Noblars to hopefully put a couple of results together. So yeah, we'll very quickly take a look at all the teams. So let's start with the top, Trials of the Toy Box. This is starting to come together as a team. They have obviously the standout Agi 5 catcher with Nerves of Steel. Now the interesting thing is that the Agi 5 is sort of counterfeited by the Nerves of Steel in many respects if you're using him as a catcher, but what it means is you can use him as a ball retrieval piece. So you sack the ball, then you pick up here, and then you can pass pretty much anywhere on a 2+. So you don't even need to dodge out, you just need to pass. So that's really good, deceptively. You just got to use them correctly. Instantly rebought the thrower. My voice is already starting to go, which isn't good. Instantly rebought this thrower, just to the rookie level. So at least they can buy them straight back. They still have 130k in the bank, so this team can take a bit more punishment. MNG on the Mighty Blow Blitz, so that might be a big impact on the next game. But apart from that, they still managed to keep the lineman going. Just down 1 player which for us is pretty good. And they could buy up another catcher if they wanted to, but they're saving in case they need to rebuy a blitzer, which is smart. So yeah, this is a league winning, a Division 5 winning team. Definitely, it's got all the tools. A bit tall in development, but pro elves do tend to be quite tall because the linemen are just, for elves, they're pretty bad, so they tend not to bother. Next up, we've got Olifant in second place, tied second on touchdown difference. That's mainly because he beat me 3-0. No development, no change, just securing a little bit of cash. I might see them employ they probably won't actually get another skink for the bench until they can replace a Saurus. So no change, completely static there, I think. Just the one block Saurus being really useful. Now you've got a blitzer who is half reliable, which is good. And you also don't need to go too far on your offense because you've got stunty movement 9, so it takes the pressure off your offense quite a bit. Which is really good if you think about it, because they're not a very killy team. So if you don't get the removals, or if you don't get your pushes right, then you can find yourself in tough spots, but it means you don't need to get as far because you've got this guy on the ball, old Tripsy. So yeah, that's a good piece. Third place, we got Bam, my opponent for next week, so I've been looking quite hard at these guys. But yeah, 7 rostered players and only 3 blodge to show for it. And the 3 blodge can do a lot, but on its own, quite a beatable team. You've only got 3 players with skills, everyone else is either a rookie or a loner. And the worst part is he's only 1100, but next game he's going to be 200 TV down, so it's going to be an interesting one for Old One. Because Dark Elves normally love playing Goblins, but this Dark Elf team is so beat up. And my Goblins have so many weapons and damage potential that they might get into a tough spot, who knows. So yeah, good luck to Old One. They've got the results though, and this guy's about to get to Blood Step. They just need to find a Witch or a 4th Blitzer just to try and just get a bit more skill coverage. You know, if you can get a couple more vanity passes, get these guys to at least dodge, and then you can start turning into a decent elf team, but feels a bit short at the moment. Moving on, we've got Peace Illinois, the dwarf team. Locking up a bit of guard now. This team is looking deadly. We take a tackle first skill on the runner, which is kind of cool. I do like it. It's a good hedge, right? Because you haven't rolled the freaky double or stat that marks him out. So tackle, getting fast tackle is really good. Good thing I've already played them. They're up to 8 tackle now. And I think they're playing the pros this week. So hopefully they'll get a win. So 8 tackle, 2 mighty blow, 2 guard. This is a really strong looking dwarf team at 1180. Like every single skill does something useful. They're quite slow obviously, but they have all the tools to do well here. Interesting that they're not hiring a Troll Slayer. Maybe Pucelin just doesn't rate Troll Slayers, which is an interesting choice. I think they're quite useful as killing pieces with Frenzy, you know. More likely to get knocked down, so they turn into a good pommer. But I can see why you might not want them. Can be a bit unreliable. If you don't like Frenzy trapping yourself, then fair enough, I suppose. But yeah, interesting choice of roster, but it's paid off so far. Next up, we got the Nurgle, the Leaky Lads. And yeah, they're in a rough spot here. Kick roster, dirty player roster. But apart from that, no skills on important pieces. A crippled beast who is... They rolled a 1 on the winnings, so they're going to need to play games without the beast, which sucks. They are going to be down TV, so they might be able to hire up a Borak or something like that. Or a mercenary. A good trick, I say this as a goblin coach, Arsene Bill, is while you're waiting, you might be able to just induce a mercenary Beast of Nurgle, which is actually kind of the same as a normal Beast of Nurgle, just like 20k more, so I'd recommend doing that. Could be good. So yeah, that'd be my recommendation there. So it's definitely, even though it's a straight, you think, oh, it's an over season, but they can just induce the Nurgle or the Beast of Nurgle, and then it's the same team. Kick is useful, definitely. Helps you keep the elf teams close and the bash teams far away. So not completely over yet, but they might be thinking about the training ground season, trying to get a bit of a rebuild going. Then I got my guys, Goblin Town Kits. Not too much change. I got a sidestep on another Goblin, so I can now hold both sides of a flank, which can be good. I'm at 900 team value with 30k in the bank, so hopefully I don't do too much more damage. 5, 6, 7. Up to 12 roster players. Not ideal. Hopefully I'm going to pick up a couple of stars. I am away to the elves, but I've only got 1 secret weapon, so might be sort of bribe and babe sort of setup for me. Maybe a fungus. Probably would be a fungus bribe, fungus 2 bribes, something like that. They don't have any Mighty Blow, so I'm quietly confident. It's a good team. Saving up for the rostered ball and chain, I think, is my main goal here, and also trying to keep the goblin bench going. Need all the goblins I can get my hands on. So yeah, looking good for the goblins, if I dare say so myself. Looking at Lonnie now, the Brett's down below the goblin team. Not had a good start of it. Existence is futile. Philosopher's really struggling on the Blood Bowl pitch, but they got another stat. That's an Agi 4 blitzer and a Strength 4 blitzer. And this Brett team has all the tools now. They've got 2 dirty players. A bit guard shy, but man, these guys could do absolute work. Strength 4 Dauntless is really good against big guys. Just find a Mighty Blow roll on him and he's good. And the Agi 4 is just an excellent ball carrier. Means you don't need to worry too much. I'm surprised we've not seen a leader yet. I think Socrates is probably going to take leader first skill, or maybe Epicurus is going to take leader. That means that you can get that third reroll for free, pretty much, which is really nice. Back up to 4-4-3. No bench, sadly, and they're at 1200, so they might struggle to find inducements. So yeah, the priority is definitely getting that bench going, so you can foul a bit better. Leverage the 2 dirty players a bit more. Apart from that, we're looking now at the Ogres, last team on the dock. Down on 1 point. But it's not too bad. We've got a full roster down to 14 for next game. That means we can get star players. A Nobblood takes catch, which I would not have done, probably. I would have taken... Well, I suppose I probably would have taken diving tackle. But if you're trying to 1-turn, then yeah, catch Nobblood makes sense. Movement 5 makes the 1-turns quite difficult, though. So good luck with that. But for Ogres, it's kind of alright. 4 Ogres still saving up for that all-important 5th Ogre. While there's 4 Ogres here, you think you can take this team, because there's actually not that much damage coming in if you can dodge out of it. With only 4 Ogres, it gets easier to dodge out of, so yeah. Tough one for Toby Nathan. It's been a tough season, but they're stuck with it, which is quite brave. I think you can respect the tenacity of the coach more than anything. Cool, so that was a quick look at all the teams. Not tons of change, I will admit. But yeah, we're going to quickly cancel all this down, and we'll take a look at the predictions for next week's games. I'll just quickly check in on Twitch chat. Hey, Cool Night, how you doing? Yeah, Lenny, you do need a lot of SPP for those Bretts, but you know what? It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I don't mind it. Like, we're gonna get the loop, so I'm gonna cut back out of chat. Sorry, I should probably pop chat out 1 sec. Rookie mistake. Let's go chat to this, so all the crazy paradox Twitch viewing's gone. Cool, I can now see chat, which is kind of what you want. Sorry for not tuning that in properly. I assume that as a quick recap there wouldn't be a ton of interest, but it's alright. Looking at week 5, we've got Pearls of the Toy Box versus Pitalonoids here. Now this is a big one, scheduled in for... is that today? Yeah, it's today. That's tonight. I'm too busy tonight, sadly. I can't cast it, but interesting top of the table game. I think I'm going to take the Dwarves. I think they're just better. A better team in every way here. So yeah, Pitalonoid is hopefully going to pick up 3 points, and Pearls of the Toy Box is probably going to be happy with the draw here. Although I have seen Pitalonoid play, I think Dubious Mongoose might be able to find a couple of mistakes. I certainly did. So yeah, I think potential for all results here. I think on paper you got to give it to the Dwarves, so I am. But in practice, we might see Pearls do some elf bullshit. They got actually 5. You got to respect it. They might make some plays. Cool. So I'm going to predict the Dwarves there, but a bit hesitantly. Next up is me and Old One playing on Friday at 3 PM ETC. Ish. ETC +1. Sorry. So Friday afternoon UK time. I think I'm going to win this myself, or at least not lose it. Elves are a problem for Goblins, but none of his players have skills apart from 3. And if I can just knock over one of those 3 and foul them out, it suddenly starts to look quite easy. So yeah, I haven't thought out my inducements. I am away, so everything's a bit more expensive than I'm used to. But I do have a chainsaw rostered. I do have a pogo with sidestep. So I feel quite confident. I think I can at least get a draw out of this, hopefully. Then next up, I'm going to predict myself. So look at me, recapping and predicting myself. So brave. Next up, we've got Lizards versus Bretts. This is the Bretts with 2 stat freaks versus the Lizards with a singular block. I'm going to predict the Bretts here. I mean, Lizards are a tier 1 team, but I think the Bretts have got some really good potential. Lonnie definitely has to get a result here. I think they're going to get that, have that need to win to stay relevant in the league. Don't want to be down with the Ogres forever as a Bretts. You know, it feels a bit bad. So yeah, I'm going to give it to the Bretts. I think the Lizards are a bit shy. They have all the tools, but I think the Bretts have too many skills for them. I think it's going to be a Brett win, personally. So yeah, that's my call. Finally, we have Nurgle versus Ogres, and I think if the Ogres are going to win a game, it's going to be this one. Aston Villa not being able to get a replacement mercenary Beast of Nurgle here. They've only got 70k. So I think if it's ever going to be an Ogre win, it's going to be this one. So I'm going to predict the Thundertest Titans against Baby Nurgle with no Beast. Shock. But no, I think if the Ogres are going to do it, they're going to do it now, I believe. Go on, Toby. Take the game. So yeah, quick look at the standings then. As we get towards the last stages of the season, we're into the second half now. So about the halfway mark, we've got 4 teams on 7 points or more. I think these 4 are going to be the main ones challenging for first place. The Nurgle and me. Nurgle are going to struggle to win any more games. I think I have the Bretts. I have the bottom 2. I have beaten up Dark Elves and then the bottom 2 teams to play. So hopefully I'll get a few more points. But I don't think I'm going to be challenging for the top, especially if we see a winner, if someone wins out from these top 4. So yeah, out of these 4 teams, anyone can take it. Literally anyone can take it. So go out and seize the day. And good luck. I will wrap up the recap here. I can't think of anything exciting, any news around Rebel. No, I can't think of any news around Rebel. News for me, your beloved Goblin coach. I'm through to the final of the National University Esports League Blood Bowl tournament for the UK. So that'll be hopefully next Tuesday night. So if you're free on Tuesday night, have a quick browse on Twitch. I might be casting that one. Cash prize for first, and I get to say that I'm the best student Blood Bowl player in the UK, which isn't much of an accolade, but it'd be cool to win something. I'm not playing Goblins in that one. I'm playing Orcs. So if you want to see me play an actual team, feel free to check that out. I'm basing my justification for saying all this off of Masterful being allowed to advertise that tournament in the first place. Hopefully that still holds. If not, I apologise. But I think it's cool. There's not much happening in Rebel. It's mid-season. Everyone's sort of just getting along. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. I will hopefully catch you this time next week for another recap. Nice and quick though, because it's 8 teams. 4 games to talk about. I haven't seen any this week. Can't go into too much detail. So I will call it there. I will see you all next week.